Shalom. So why did the Messiah say you should forgive 70 times 7? What is it about that, the amount of times? How long are you going to be there while someone is doing whatever they're doing? The forgiveness teaches you something, and that something is very important. See, sometimes we think about patience, we think about waiting for somebody for 30 minutes, you know, or waiting for something, whatever it is, for a period of time. That's not patience. Patience is long suffering, right? This can take years, lifetime. It's about waiting without being affected in the process. All right? So forgive 70 times 7. Something might happen now, or say last year, and you said, okay, I'm done with it. But guess what? The thought keeps popping up over and over, or a situation that related to that situation, right? Happen again. It's going to bring back that. So now, little trauma from there and here coming together, right? So the wound, that's the whole point of forgiving 70 times 7, because that wound is like you have a scalp and you kind of take it off. You hurt the wound again. You open up the wound again, right? So on the surface it looks like it is healed, but inside it's not. You know, when you get a cut and on top of it looks okay, as if the flesh come back together, but when you touch it, you can feel that wound underneath. That's what it is about. So you need that patience to deal with the forgiveness, right? So every time the thought comes up, because what, the adversary, the enemy, is like a hungry lion seeking for a prey. So he keeps poking you with that thought. Remember that he did this. Remember he did that. I remember that person did this. Because sometimes it's not coming from the same source. Look at your history of relationships, right? Maybe you've been hurt a few times, not just by one person, but all of those hurt accumulated over a process of time. No, you don't care who hurt you from who did not hurt you. In your mind, there's a voice that says, okay, I'm going to do this. This is what happens when we store too much hurt. And this is the importance of forgiving 70 times 7, because that is teaching you whether you are healed or not. You can only heal, you can only forgive when the hurt is healed. All right? You have to be healed before you can truly forgive. Not a forgiveness done from the ego to say I forgive, but then when you talk about the situation, you still feel that fire sensation rising. That means you're not healed. You're still hurt. There's still a wound. It's still being triggered. All right? So we need to properly heal, and we need the patience to go through, to pass through. Right? And in that process, the knowledge that we're getting, it will remove the thoughts that we gathered while we were going through the experience. You know, when you're hurt, you're thinking all types of thoughts. You don't know which one stayed and which one left. They're just buried. And you will only know when a similar situation comes. And it doesn't have to be another hurtful situation. It can be just being intimate with a person. It's going to provoke that. This is why intimacy is very important, because it awakens part of your personality that has been buried. Right? That's why a lot of codependent relationships are created, because it's going to reveal, it's going to show a lot of things in our behaviors. And that's why we take partners who are worse, are more, what can I say, who are in a worse mental state than us. So we can say, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, just to distract us from what is really going on here. All right? So we have to be patient when we're going through whatever we're going through. We need to forgive. It's very important. And yes, you keep forgiving. Forgiving does not mean that you're going to forget what the person done. What is it going to do? You're aware of the person's tendency. So you know how to deal with that person. You're now more cautious with that person. That's all it is. You're not trying to revenge the person. But you need enough time. You need to be patient enough time so you can get over it and make sure there are no trace or residue, thoughts, sensations, anything. All right? So forgiveness is important. Patience is an attribute of the spirit. It's not something that is done with the mind. The ego doesn't have that. All right?